Thank you for being part of this weather community. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. More coming, still some snow in some unusual places, getting some heavier amounts, and there were record amounts of snow back toward parts of Louisiana. Yesterday we had that snow in parts of Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, parts of Florida, Georgia, now through the Carolinas as more continues to move in. You see that pink shading, that's some sleet, or at least that would be a mix of rain and snow, or some sleet, which are little ice pellets falling from the sky, and you see that extreme North Florida near Jacksonville, and then swinging back toward parts of Georgia, then right up through the Carolinas. These are typically areas we track hurricanes and tropical storms together in the hurricane season, and now we're looking at that wintry weather, just how far south some of that colder air has gotten. I want to show you how far south some of that Arctic air is this morning, an unusual pocket of it. We'll get to that in a moment, but look at this big system that's just been streaming in. It hit the cold air and all the way through the Atlantic region of Canada, feeling this system that will move toward Bermuda. Parts of us in the Caribbean, on the flip side, we have a warming trend in some locations and a wetter pattern that will be ahead. We're going to see the rain build in Guyana and Suriname. I'll show you that in just a moment. Here's some of the moisture that's building right through parts of Central America. There's that front just to the north. So let's start wide, and then we'll zoom down, and I want to show you the snow cover and the temperatures. Now here's the system. So more snow coming throughout the morning, parts of the Carolinas, right down through parts of Georgia and North Florida with a wintry mix. So over the next few hours, still tracking that with that cold air meeting this big system, that front all the way down through Cuba and all the way down through Belize. Belize, that chance of some scattered showers on the tail end of it, some snow just to the north and on the north end, and then I'll zoom down for us in the Caribbean, where some of us have that better chance of rain. So pulling ahead as we work our way to tomorrow, all of this moisture slides off toward the east, that front as a whole right through the Bahamas. So this reinforces some of the cooler weather. If you've had the chillier nights, we're going to see that again. But quickly back behind it, still that feed coming in out of the south, which means more moisture building Bay of Campeche back through Central America, and watching near Guyana and Suriname for that rain building. And then just jumping out in time further to look at that next winter system. This here is as we work our way into the weekend. This is Sunday afternoon. That moisture building right up again through Texas, Louisiana. This time though, different. There's going to be warmer air moving in from the south, so we're not looking at that southern snow potential this time as we work our way into the weekend, and we'll keep an eye on that next system rolling across the United States, and it will bring some trailing fronts into parts of the Caribbean as we work our way forward. So just a little preview of what we'll be tracking. Really cold air, of course, Ontario back toward Quebec. So here's that zoomed in look this morning with more of that snow coming, that white shading right in there in the next few hours. But as we go through the afternoon, we'll see this area moving off. So it really moves off later this morning and then into the afternoon, getting clipped by that cold rain, parts of Florida back through the Bahamas. But that cold air just on the backside of this, and that's why we have those snow, even some substantial totals, parts of the Carolinas into Georgia. And then by the afternoon, you see that front right here over toward Freeport. We could see that cold rain, and we have some of those colder nights that will be ahead. Here's the top side of this. So you see that snow right in through here, but also that chance of some snow showers anywhere from the Avalon Peninsula back toward Nova Scotia. Keep an eye on Bermuda as all of this works in, but there's that cold air back behind it. So we have the snow here at ahead of it. There's some of the rain and heavy at times. And then as we work our way into this afternoon, everything kind of pushes off. Bermuda, we're going to get clipped by some of that rain. This here is by tomorrow afternoon. Here's that front as a whole right here, reinforcing that cold air back toward the Atlantic region of Canada with that chance of some snow showers. Very cold as we work our way back into New England. And then as we work our way into Friday, I want to keep an eye on a little piece of energy that may get a bit closer to the Avalon Peninsula as we work our way into Friday afternoon and Friday night. Could see an enhanced chance of some snow, and then monitoring some of that rain near the Bahamas, and then pulling back toward Bermuda. Now, as far as the snow goes, the snow cover at this time, we have those record amounts through parts of Louisiana, right into the panhandle of Florida, some spots upwards of about 9 inches of some snow. And I mentioned more coming this morning, watching that South Carolina back toward Georgia with that snow cover. This snow cover is helping to make it even colder in parts of the southern Gulf. I want to show you that with the temperatures. Very interesting pocket of Arctic air. We'll do that in just a moment, but continuing with that chance of some of that moisture, scattered showers on the south side of all of this. Look what happens as we go throughout the day. Yeah, spotty shower for us, Dominica, Barbados, Antigua, Barbuda, but the pattern's going to change. I'll show you that on the temperature outlook on the big picture in a second. And with that, we're going to see some rain in some different locations going forward. This is tomorrow afternoon, hit or miss over toward Cancun, Cuba, but Guyana and Suriname watching this build. So Trinidad and Tobago, I'll be seeing how close some of this rain tries to get to us as we go forward. Spotty shower in St. Lucia, and keep an eye on that front tomorrow as we work our way across parts of Cuba and the Bahamas. Then by the end of the week, as we work our way to Friday, enhanced chance of rain swinging right back through here, back through Belize. Still some of the rain, Guyana and Suriname, so monitoring that, and then some showers in our northern zones with those fronts that will be around. Now this is interesting. Watch closely. This right in here is that Arctic air, right? That really cold stuff. Quebec, Ontario, back through the Ohio River Valley. But there's a little pocket of that right through here. The snow cover in those unusual places is allowing sub-zero temperatures, Fahrenheit, to sit right through here, back through parts of Louisiana. There's a pocket of Arctic air sitting in Louisiana. That's at least how it feels. And then swinging all the way back through Mexico, we have that cold air in place. That's why this system has been so unusual. Cold air in some different places. But let's swing out in time here. This is by next week, early next week. We're actually going to see a slight warming trend in some locations. You can see a lot more oranges around. Now, with that said, I showed you earlier, the next storm system, the snow would not be as far to the south. It's going to be a little bit more to the north, and you can see why. Little surge of some slightly warmer air, we'll call it that, trying to lift up toward the north down the road. So some of the systems will be a little bit different. The seas are a mess with this system rolling offshore. It's choppy to rough in the Atlantic. Look at these pockets. Look at the Bay of Campeche. We're running at about 4 meters. That's pushing about 13 feet in some spots. Then as we work our way into the end of the week, you see a little bit of a chop here in the Caribbean. This here is by Friday afternoon, just pulling forward into the upcoming weekend. The Atlantic waters are going to stay elevated. Watching those Atlantic passageways, this is this weekend. Things overall this time of year with fronts moving by. Of course, we have some of the choppier seas. Rain totals not super high. Freeport back through New Providence. We may get up to about 25 millimeters of rain or maybe an inch of rain. Most totals are going to be less than that though, okay? They'll be less, but this right in here is a cold rain back through parts of the Florida Keys, western Cuba getting clipped by some showers. Rain chance not too high, but we'll see a few isolated showers for us, Cayman Islands and Jamaica, 1 or 2 Haiti, a little bit more as we get over toward the Dominican Republic. This would be a spotty shower in through Anguilla, St. Martin, over toward St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. Kitts and Nevis, hit or miss shower, but Guadalupe south, so Dominica south, we could get a touch more. We may get a few spots. You see a couple of these pinks showing up near Dominica. Could see a little bit more. But then as we swing back toward Trinidad and south, monitoring how close some of this rain gets, you see Guyana and Suriname, we are going to get some and this is different, some 3-day totals around 75 millimeters of rain or 3 inches of rain. Isolated flooding is going to be an issue. So really changing the pattern and staying active through Central America, right? We have that southerly flow. Watching some of the rain near Belize, watching Providencia over toward the Corn Islands, San Andres over toward Roatan, watching out for some totals that could be 50 millimeters or 2 inches of rain or more in some locations. Mexico City, we are mainly dry. So an isolated 30% chance of a shower for us in Jamaica today, 20% chance tomorrow, 30% chance today in the Cayman Islands, 20% chance for tomorrow. Rain chance, we're going to hold that at about 40%. I'm watching it closely. Again, most of the heavier rain would be just to the south of us in Trinidad toward Guyana, but I'm going to see how close this gets over the next a couple weeks. We could see a more active pattern headed in. Barbados, you see our rain chance going up to 50% by Friday, 30 to 40% chance the next couple of days as we work our way back through St. Lucia, 20% chance today in Grenada, about a 30% chance of an isolated shower tomorrow. Does bump up some St. Vincent the Grenadines on Friday. We're looking at about a 50% chance, 40 to 50% chance in Martinique, 40 to 50% chance of the next couple of days in Dominica with a few of those showers working in, 30 to 40% chance in Guadeloupe. Isolated, but some around Antigua and Barbuda. 30 to 40% chance, St. Kitts Nevis and Montserrat. Rain chance only 20% tomorrow. Anguilla and St. Bart's 30% chance by Friday. Isolated shower next couple of days. St. Martin, St. Eustatia, isolated 20 to 30% chance right through Puerto Rico and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands the next 2 days. We're holding at 30%. With some of those elevated seas, northern Bahamas, better chance of rain. Not as much southern Bahamas. Turks and Caicos were mainly dry. About a 20 to 30% chance right across the DR for us in the Dominican Republic. Rain chance bumps up to about 20% in Haiti by Friday, so not very high at all. But in Belize, it is going to be more active, as I've been showing us, a 50 to 60% chance of some of that rain around. 20 to 30% chance of passing shower possible. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. Next couple of days, Curacao, just a 20% chance, 10% chance by Friday. But in Guyana, look at that rain chance. It's building tomorrow, Friday into the weekend, and it's getting on the higher side. Tomorrow and Friday in Suriname, we're up to a 60% chance. Western Cuba, we may get clipped by a shower, 40 to 50% chance. Costa Rica, Panama, some scattered showers around. Building a bit tomorrow, a 60% chance in Nicaragua. And like Belize, in Honduras, it's going to be active, a 60% chance the next 2 days. By Friday, we're looking at about a 50% chance, 20 to 30% chance Guatemala and El Salvador, mainly dry in Mexico City with more of that moisture off to the east. 40% chance of some scattered showers with that front moving by Yucatan Peninsula, northern Colombia mainly dry, and we're running at about a 20% chance as we work our way back toward northern Venezuela. But at times, again in Bermuda, these fronts passing by, watching out for some rain in some spots. So that winter cold front sweeping by just to the north for many of us with that snow still this morning in very unusual places. That brings that cooler air again across the northern Caribbean. Different areas of rain building. Starting to see that as we go over the next couple weeks, and I'll be tracking those next winter systems. So let me know in the comments what you've been getting. I'll be going through those throughout the day. Thank you for taking the time to hit subscribe, and have a wonderful rest of your day.